Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning we're visiting with Jason Phillips. He's a Simpson County Extension Agent for Agriculture and Natural Resources. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, Joanna.
And for people who might not know, you are an avid hunter.
Sure. I love the outdoors, and I love, taking it all the way from the field to something we can enjoy at the table. And the Cook Wild recipes are just great.
Absolutely. So today we're going to prepare some duck. But before we get started with the recipe, we really have to prepare the duck.
The recipe calls for a plucked whole duck. And a lot of people that I know that are avid outdoorsmen actually don't even know how to pluck a whole duck. They may harvest just the breast meat, but this way we're maximizing the entirety of the animal and utilizing as much of the animal as we possibly can. And it can result in some wonderful dishes and allow us to utilize some recipes like the duck and potato recipe in the Cook Wild series. So basically, you've got a duck you've just brought in. Step one, we're going to need to pluck the duck.
Okay.
I mean, that's step one. And so the large feathers that are going to be on this duck, we're going to be pulling off against the grain. So we're going to pluck off all the feathers, but there's going to be some down feathers left, which are, like in a jacket, the small, fluffy feathers, and you just can't get those off. So we're removing all the large visible feathers, and when I say against the grain, they would lay on a duck back like this, and we're pulling this way.
Okay.
And you can start on the breast, and then usually I work my way around to the back. But regardless, as long as you get the feathers off, that's the main thing. And then we're going to remove the wings at the first joint.
Okay.
So these would be your wings. We're going to remove those at the first joint, but I'm leaving my feet intact.
Okay.
And then this is where the cool part comes in. So you've heard of paraffin wax, and it comes in bars. So what we want to do is we want to take a good sized pot that we can actually dip this whole duck in, and we want to heat the wax up. We drop 1 bar of the paraffin wax into hot water, and we don't want it boiling, but we want it hot enough to melt the wax. And then I took a 5-gallon bucket with ice and just ice water. And basically the reason you leave the legs intact is those are our handles. And so when we get that water hot and that wax is melted, we're going to go over and dip the entire duck in that, not leave it in there, you're just going to dip it in there and raise it out, and then dip it directly into the cold ice water.
To stop the cooking process or heating process.
And I do this twice to put a double layer of wax on the duck. So it's going to look like a glazed donut when you bring it out. And that's what you want. Is it's still got, several feathers on it before you dip it in, and then you start peeling the wax back. And that's when it begins to look,
Yeah. And so that gets all the rest of the feathers
all
and
the
everything
feathers, and it's going to be super clean and super, super nice to look at. We've removed all the wax. The feathers are gone. It's starting to look like showroom quality. But you do have to remove the entrails because those are still in the duck. And so you'll make a small incision below the breastplate towards the bottom of the duck, and just take 2 fingers, remove the entrails because obviously those have to be gone. And then typically the very back end of the duck we're going to remove because that's not any good to us.
Okay.
Just the probably 2 inches back. And at that point in time, then we'll cut right at the joints on the legs, and I actually like to pull them downward to remove the ligament in the legs so that that's not tough and that ligament's removed. But the main thing is we're removing these at the joints. It's much easier when you're removing that you do so at the joints.
All right.
And of course, obviously we're just going to have the neck.
And so we can put this in the freezer, or we can utilize this and cook it right away.
Either way.
Well, Jason, appreciate you sharing that information with us. If you would like more information about how to prepare your duck, make sure to contact your local extension office and we'd be happy to help. Thanks for watching and have a great day.